The Jesse Blake Sports Report with Jesse Blake.
It feels ridiculous to judge a baseball team based on one game early in the season because there's 162 of these things. There's 162 games in a Major League Baseball season. You should look at a team over a number of weeks, over a number of months, so you can really get the trends that are going on with the ball club. You know, you evaluate based on large sample sizes, and individual games don't mean a whole lot. What matters is the trends you see over weeks and months going into a season. But tonight it felt like the entire Blue Jays season was hanging in the balance after they were no hit on Monday by Ronel Blanco, who had 7 career starts going into Monday. He ends up no hitting the Jays. And if you are a Jays fan, you know the entirety of last season, the problem with this team was their lack of offense. They got some of the best pitching in baseball. I am a broken record from 2013 into 2024. I said 2013. I meant 2023 into 2024. I am a broken record. The Blue Jays have fantastic pitching. The Blue Jays have zero offense. And tonight, up until the top of the 9th inning with 2 outs to go, the Blue Jays were on the verge of being shut out for the second game in a row, for the second time in 6 games to start the year. They were about to go 20 straight innings without scoring a run. They've either had a massive amount of runs, putting up a bunch of crooked numbers, or they can't score at all. And it just seems like we're living Groundhog Day again, and the Jays can't do anything. And then in the top of the 9th inning, Babe Ruth himself with his mustache, Davis Schneider, walks up to the plate. It's a 2-run home run to save the Toronto Blue Jays' season. And like complete hyperbole, but no hyperbole at all. I was going to be so upset tonight, so much more upset than I am right now, if they ended up getting shut out in back-to-back games. Because like I said, you can't judge a season based on one game. But coming off of where the Jays were last season, this is exactly the opposite type of start you want to see out of the Jays. And everything I wanted to come on here and say still holds. It's still true. It is still true, and that's why I'm going to say it. We're just going to look at the stats so far. The Blue Jays currently sit amongst Major League Baseball teams. Just taking a second to pull it up here. Their rankings in the major hitting categories. Hits, 29th. Batting average, 29th. On-base percentage, 21st. Slugging percentage, 22nd. OPS, 23rd. Stolen bases, none. 27th / tied for last. Home runs tied for 10th. So they're getting a bit of home runs there. But what I was going to come on here and say, I'm going to say it right now. I'm disappointed with the start of the Jays season because I just wanted things to be different, and they promised us they would be different. And all I've seen so far is 2 really good games. They beat up on the Rays 2 times this year, and 4 games where their offense didn't show up. And it looked a lot like last year. And I'm disappointed that once again, it's all or nothing with the Jays and their offense. The pitching shows up. It doesn't show up every night, but it shows up consistently enough. Like, the whole goal of having a competitive baseball team is you go out there, you win, you take 2 of 3 games in a 3-game set, you take 2 of 2 in a 4-game, and then occasionally you take 3 of 4 in the 4 games, and you throw in some sweeps. You just keep winning little series, keep tying the big ones, you sweep a couple, and you're good. That's a 95 win team. That's a 95 win season. And with these Jays, if their offense just goes into these funks, I'm scared. I have really high expectations on this team, and I'm scared. I'm worried that in the end, it's going to be the same thing. They lose Matt Chapman. They bring in Justin Turner, who's been phenomenal. Justin Turner has been one of the complete highlights from this team. I want to look at his numbers right now because on like based in my mind, he's been great. And the numbers back that up. So far, he's hitting 235, which is all right, but a 316 OPB, 529 slugging percentage, 845 OPS. He's got a homer. He's got 2 doubles. I'm perfectly fine with what Justin Turner has delivered so far this season. It's just the rest of the lineup looks like the rest of the lineup from last season. Springer's been like decent too with his power numbers, but like the batting average is 167. Varsho's hitting 118. Kirk's hitting 143. Bichette's hitting 162. He's had a little bit of injuries, but like it's like 162 for Bichette. That's going to bounce back, hopefully. Kiermaier's an 83 and 083. Like, I'm frustrated at this team, and it's so we're not very far into the season, and it's already frustrating. But like I said, it's a long season, and there's plenty of time for them to get this thing in order. It's just that they moved on Mattingly to they invented this weird offensive like coordinator role for Mattingly. To his job is to jumpstart the offense, and what's happened so far is it's not worked. But it's 6 games. Everything I said is that it's been 6 games, and we got to have some patience. But also, we can be disappointed in the results so far. And also, they won. In the end, they won. The pitching, Barrios gave them a fantastic outing. The bullpen, the bullpen came in and was spectacular as well. Chad Green, I didn't know Chad Green had that length in him to go a couple innings, go a lot of batters, and just shut everybody out. Shut out a great offense like the Astros. There's a lot of positives to take away from the team so far, and that like a guy like Bichette, who I mentioned, who isn't really hitting, you expect him to get it going. You expect him to just heal up, be 100%. He had back spasms, obviously. Well, not obviously. If you missed, he had back spasms over the weekend. He missed a game, so he's going to get 100% healthy. His hitting's not going to sit in the 100s. It's going to come back up, and there's a lot of room to grow for the Jays, and that's the positive part of this, that they won. There's a lot of room to grow. The defense has been subpar. Haven't liked it. And lastly, Davis Schneider should never come out of the lineup. There's no reason that Davis Schneider, who saved the Jays season, should ever come out of the lineup ever again. And it's going to be the funniest thing in the world when tomorrow night they play the Astros again and Davis Schneider isn't in the lineup. So we'll see how that goes. Man, what a whirlwind the first 6 games has been. I didn't expect to be going in on the Jays so early on, but here we are talking about them, and we'll be talking about them a lot over the course of the summer. I'll catch up with you tomorrow as well. Expect a new video on the channel. Expect a new podcast episode in the audio feed. If you're not subscribed on audio, subscribe on audio. If not subscribed on the YouTube channel, subscribe on the YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. You could be anywhere in the world, just be watching or listening to this right now, and I appreciate you for that. Hit a like, hit subscribe. Thank you. Good night from Toronto.
And that is how it's done.
The Jesse Blake Sports Report with Jesse Blake.
Jesse Blake, the guy that likes to hear his name twice in one sentence. Sure, I know him. No, he doesn't have an ego at all.